Lots of folks are scanning with Papercut, approximately 100 million. We know how powerful Umango can be on the back end of document processing. So let's see how these two programs work together to offer a safe, secure, and comprehensive scanning experience. It's the tech tidbit in Umango. So to our Papercut users, this screen is going to look pretty familiar. So today we're talking about scanning from Papercut and how we can use Umango on the back end to add benefits in document processing. So to get started, we're going to create a folder. And this folder is how Umango and Papercut are going to talk to each other. And we'll see how that works here in a moment. So now we're back in Papercut. We're going to select Devices. And then we're going to go over to our scan actions. And when we do that, we can see that we've got some scan actions set up already, but we're about to set up a new scan action. So right here in this field is where we're going to give our scan action a name. And I think what we'll choose is convert to XLSX. So this is how we're going to label our scan action, and this is what we'll see pop up on the device later on. Now what we're going to do next is send these scanned files to the folder that we created earlier. And this is how we make the connection between Umango and Papercut. So I'll get that folder path pasted into there. Okay, let's keep scrolling down here. Now this next step is very crucial because this is where we tell Papercut to include XML data in the exported file. This XML data is what Umango is going to use to name files, create folders, and all those fun things that we want to do later on. Keep moving along, but those options are there for you. Now our output settings. Papercut has some options for us here, but since we're using Umango, we're going to go ahead and just keep this on PDF and let Umango do the file format for us later on. So this pretty much sums up what we need to do in Papercut to set this up. So let's start a scan from Papercut. So let's play make-believe for a moment. We're standing at our device. We have chosen our convert to XLSX scan action. We have our papers in the feeder. We've hit start, and the process is now beginning, and Papercut is taking those files, converting them to PDF, attaching that XML metadata onto it, and sending it, boink, right here to this folder. Now let's move to Umango and get our job set up over there. So now we're in Umango and we're getting our job set up here, and we're going to hop over to sources here in a moment. We're going to grab this file path and jump over to sources and go ahead and set up a network folder source. Now this folder is the folder we've exported our files from Papercut to. And Umango is going to watch this folder and look for new files to go into that folder. So we've got that set up. We're going to go ahead and add an export connector, which is also going to be a network folder. And this is where Umango is going to push the files to once it's done converting them to XLSX format. So we've made a new folder here, and we're going to say this is our export folder. So Umango is going to send our files to this folder. And we're going to copy that and paste that down into the destination there. Cool. So this is where we'll find our files when we're all done. Now we're going to take a look at the XML file that Papercut has provided to us. And when we start looking through here, if we're familiar with XMLs, we're looking for a certain XPath to use here. We could use an XPath to find any metadata we're looking for. But what we're going to look at today is the file name right here that I've highlighted. So we're going to look at this XPath here and copy and paste that XPath over into Umango. So we'll just make sure we've got it right here. And that looks like, okay, so I think we've got an idea of what our XPath is going to look like. Now let's go over to Umango and type it in. So we're going to go to document name, and this is where we can name our file based off of the XML metadata inside the file. So we're going to read an XML elements value here, okay? And it's already kind of loading an XML path in there, but we need to edit this. And we're going to say scan, and then we're looking for fields, and then field 2. And that's where we're going to find our file name here. And this is the XPath that we're going to use to name this document. So this is only one example of what we can do with an XPath. There's a lot you can do, but we'll bear that in mind and we'll go ahead and keep moving along this process. So we already talked about we wanted to convert this file to XLSX, so I've went ahead and chosen that. Now that we've got Umango set up, we've got it reading our XPath. We're going to save and close that, and now let's watch it work. So we've scanned our files with Papercut, and they've landed in the folder that Umango is watching. And now we're in Umango. There's our folder. We'll start our services here, and Umango is going to see those files and import them in, and there they went. Now inside our export folder, we should see an XLSX file that's named with the XPath that we saw in our metadata. Let's open it up and take a look. Looks good. So remember that Umango can export to a bunch of different locations and formats. For instance, if we wanted to send the file to an email address, we could use an XPath to do that, and Umango would do it all automatically. So let's recap on how Umango enhances the scanning process from Papercut. First and foremost, we get to utilize the world's most powerful OCR engine, the Abby engine. It's world-renowned for being fast and accurate, and Umango features it as a part of its processing. Secondly, you've got unlimited page count. Lastly, in Umango, you can add processors to speed up your workflow, getting the job done faster than ever before. So we hope that you've enjoyed learning how Umango can enhance scanning from Papercut. See you next time.